been kind of going through it here lately and been wondering, been just asking God to redefine this relationship that He and I have. And I've just been like, I guess, questioning, like, are you still the same? I feel like I've misunderstood you somehow. It's not that God has changed, but my understanding of God has changed a little bit. And this morning I'm thinking about that, and my friend Jason sent me a YouTube video. It's Chris Renzema, and he says, "You're still the same God." You're still the same God who parted the waters. You're still the same God who has rescued me from sin. You're still the same God who has met me on the ag road. You're still the same God. God is amazing, as He always has been. Just wanted to share that. It's a nice reminder. He hasn't changed. He's just as good as ever. My understanding of Him is deepening. Just got home and have been going through some of the comments from the last video, and I find myself, don't get me wrong, like I love interacting with you guys, but I find myself like more drawn to some words that the Lord's been telling me. It's like a really good reorienting for my heart, because I think before in the past it just felt like it was a part of my ministry responsibility to make sure that I was there for every comment. Kind of consider the YouTube channel like a part of the ministry. And I think that there's like a nobility to that, but there's also like where I got caught up in numbers and things. Anyway, beside the point. I think it's hilarious that I'm like trying to figure out what He's saying here in me, in the Word right now, and that silly video was meaningful to me, hard for me to post it because of just the very unflattering light and the potential feedback that, you know, a judgment that you can get from people by just posting it. It's number one thus far. I mean, it's only a couple hours in, but thus far it beat the best practices of YouTube. That's just funny to me. You've got to admit, there's some humor in that. Who cares? Share the stories that God's put on your heart to tell. Share those stories. Share the words that He's given you. Share them. But your heart, your being, your sustenance is here. I know that. I know you know that. But every now and again, it's a really good reminder to feel it, to know it, and to feel it. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Well, I can already tell that I like this season of life and ministry, and the things that God is reorienting in my world so much better. I just don't feel a pressure to... I don't have the words for it, 'cause it's not like I was performing or anything before, but I just letting things be. The last video that I made you guys was just a documenting of the process. I didn't spend a whole lot of time churching it up, making it look pretty, doing best practices. I just made it. And today I'm making on my cell phone, and I'm having a blast just processing thoughts. I will say, I know I'm making people uncomfortable. Hopefully transparency on my end does something to motivate people who are struggling with something. Hopefully that liberates you to see that everybody goes through it, especially if you're a pastor. It's not like admitting defeat, that you have a stray thought or contemplate giving up every now and again, because I think it forces us back into the arms of our Savior. And I don't think that that's a weak place to be. I think that's actually in our weakness, He is shown to be strong. There's an overwhelming show of support, which I'm grateful for, from people reaching out via text and Facebook and all that other stuff. But there's also a concerned group of pastors and friends and who are like, "What are you doing?" Anyway, I love you guys. I'm not signing out. I just feel it. I love you. I don't know that I say that enough. I love you. I value you. Did I mention that after all that time outside with the boy, he still peed in the house? I'm home for the midday walk with Trig because he has to go potty 3 times a day. He don't care. He's like a honey badger. He's gonna do it. But while I'm out here, thank you, birds. See how this is like a kind of a wasteland right here? This is gonna be the new catch, because this actually grows up really good grass. I hope it comes back here in a couple weeks. As we get rains and springtime comes, we'll be able to let these guys over into here. And we're still working on over there. So we have a lot more land this way. We have a lot more land that way as well. There's probably like 30, I'm guessing like 30 some odd acres across that fence line right there. And we have about five-ish acres, 5 to 7 in back that way and around behind our house. We're hoping to get the fences finished. These are stretched tight. Those are stretched tight and clipped. On the back side, we have barbed wire fences up, but we're changing them to mesh. We wanted to have them done by March. That was our goal, spring, but now we're looking at summer. I hate looking out across green pastures. Right now they're brown, but here in the very couple of weeks, they're gonna be bright green. I hate looking across green pastures and not being able to let our animals out on there and do what they do best. We're supposed to be walking. You just love the sun, don't you? Good boys, oh good boys. I love having a puppy. Remind me again, Jesse, how much fun this is when we watch this video sometime this week, how much fun this is that we have. Hey bud. Yeah, doing good work there.